Alright, shalom, shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakadash, Ma'amoth. Yahweh being the name of the Heavenly Father, who the world ignorantly and willingly called God of Jehovah. Bahashem meaning in the name of. Yahweh Shai meaning he who delivers, who the world ignorantly and willingly called JC today. I want to give a double honor to the elders and apostles at Great Millstone who rule well, and another double honor to my elder as well, Ahar One, Biyasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Salutations to the 144,000 hopeful elect, pushing this truth across the four winds, and to the one-third remnant believers on Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, Shalom, Shalom. It's going to be a quick lesson, quick lesson I put together, man. Really just flowing through the spirit. The Lord gave me a precept in my mind. This second Esdras chapter 8 and verse 50. But the point being in verse 59. So I'm just get straight into it. This is the book of second Esdras 8 and 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteousness is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed. Yeah, perfect goodness and wisdom. So right, man, when it's all said and done, many great miseries going dwell on everybody that walk in pride. America being a prideful nation. A man could be whatever he claimed to be. A man could marry whatever he want to marry. A man can marry a tree. Salakia. A man, I seen an article some years ago how a man married a hamster. You know what I'm saying? Or just the prideful spirit, that people walk about. People just walk around with a prideful spirit, man. And, they're gonna dwell in miseries when it's all said and done with. I was having a conversation with somebody yesterday, and he was being prideful, man. And he was being, it's crazy because the countenance, the people that be the most prideful here in America be dudes with little man syndrome and dykes, because a so-called dyke can basically walk around and disrespect whoever, trying to keep up that image, right? But as soon as something happened, and she get in an altercation with a man, the first thing she gonna do is play that I'm a woman card. You know what I'm saying? Humble themselves. Because I always say when you ain't had a butt whooping in so long, you forget about how much it hurt to get hit. Depending on who's swinging. You see what I'm saying? So nowadays, man, nobody want to take the hard route. I'm gonna say nobody want to take them steps to better themselves. The first step being turning to Yahweh Bashim Yahshua and humbling yourself in his presence, man. You know what I'm saying? You have a little man, 4'8", just walking around as if he tough because he feel like he gotta prove himself. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, these people are walking in great pride. So the first thing he do is just go, he instead of, taking the hard route, killing himself when it comes to push-ups and pull-ups and fighting, the hard route, on the physical side, not saying that we out here, trying to boast ourselves or exalt ourselves as being, fighters or whatever the case may be. But instead of him taking that route for himself, the first thing he gonna do is he's just gonna buy a Glock. He gonna buy a Glock and stick his chest out. I see it time and time again, and that was a situation I was basically dealing with yesterday, man. That's all they do. You can't even talk to them because they got a gun in their pocket. They got a gun in their pocket, so they don't want to hear nothing. It don't matter how humble you come. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, man, these people are just walking in great pride. But when all hell break loose and you realize you done ran out of all them little bullets you got, now all them years you could have been serving the Lord, you turned your back on the Lord, you didn't do it, so now your judgment gonna come. You see what I'm saying? And then you didn't turn your back on you turned your back on the Lord, and then you still ain't put the work in for yourself. You ain't go out there and work out, try to physically get yourself ready for the things that's coming. You just bought a Glock, sat on your ass, and stuck your chest out. You see what I'm saying? When that day comes, you're gonna realize how weak you is. You see what I'm saying? You gonna realize how weak you is when it's all said and done with, man. You realize how weak you is, say you ain't, work out in 2 months. Then you start trying to get back. You realize how weak you is, so now you wanna push yourself to be back to where you was, man. But these people, man, they just hearts wax gross, fell away from the Lord, don't care about turning back, mind fully set to do evil, man. Don't want to hear anything. Just as they go, they learning as they go and they teaching as they go. The shit that he learned 5 minutes ago, he gonna teach somebody else and it ain't right. You know what I'm saying? Just basically still talking about the situation from yesterday, man, But just trying to, don't really want to speak on it too much, but these precepts came to my mind. And it says, verse 53, the root of evil is sealed up from you, weakness and the moth is hid from you, and corruption is fled into hell to be forgotten. So, right. Well, the scripture said plenteous is made ready for us, because we believe on the name of Yahweh Shemel Shah, we strive to the end. We thrive to the end, to make it into that chariot. So plenteous is going to be made ready for us. This corruption and this hell is going to be fled away and forgotten. We're not going to be under these generational curses no more. We're not going to be subject to this body with sin, having to wake up daily and fight sin. We don't have to do none of that because we're going to be perfect. It says sorrows are past, and in the end, it showed the treasure of immortality. So, right, man, the Lord got them heavenly bodies prepared, waiting for us. Lord, will I get one? Lord, I'm part of that number. You know what I'm saying? Being the first fruits, Yahweh Tazah. He got those bodies prepared, man. Immortality. Ain't going to be able to think an evil thought or a wicked thought no more. Ain't going to have to worry about a little nigga with a gun in his pocket trying to basically prove himself, man. That's what it be. You know what I'm saying? You can't talk to them. They have no wisdom. You know what I'm saying? Just only thing they care about is what they see. You see what I'm saying? Like a world full of trend followers, man. I say it all the time. As soon as a celebrity paint his nails, everybody want to paint their fucking nails. You see what I'm saying? So if all these rappers was out here rapping about how they love how they want to forgive their brothers and how they don't want to argue and beef no more, guess what these niggas gonna do? They're gonna do the same thing. You see what I'm saying? Because they trend followers, man. And that's just what it is. So what it says. But us, man, only trend we follow is a trend that Yahweh Shah set forth. You see what I'm saying? Giving the spirit given to the elders and apostles, trickling on down to even the younger brothers in this truth like myself. And it says, verse 54, sorrows are past, and in the end is showed the treasure of immortality. And therefore ask thou no more questions concerning the multitude of them that perish, right? Because, Esdras, he was he felt bad for our people that was finna go through it, that was about to perish. So he basically, the Lord had to tell him, man, you don't love my people more than I love my people. You see what I'm saying? It says, verse 56, for when they had taken liberty, they despised the Most High, thought scorn of his law, and forsook his ways, right? And that's what they do. They despise the Lord's liberty, man. You know what I'm saying? They despised the Most High. They thought scorn of his law and forsook his ways. They didn't care about his ways. You see what I'm saying? And I always say this. If you don't have the Lord, it's not going to work for you. Nothing's going to work for you if you don't have the Lord. Even a relationship with a woman. Because if you ain't got the Lord, you're going to have to make up your own rules. But it ain't going to be no consequences, really, if those rules broken. You see what I'm saying? If you ain't got the Lord, and that's what I tell, the women I deal with all the time. You see what I'm saying? If I try to make up my own rules, like, it's not going to work. The only rules that's going to work in a relationship is the rules that Yahweh Shemel Shah set forth. You see what I'm saying? And that's through life. You try to make up your rules. Niggas try to make up their rules. They say, I'm loyal to the streets. So you loyal to the streets. So now I'm not loyal to the streets. I'm loyal to the Lord. You see what I'm saying? So now you go do something. You know what I'm saying? You go kill a little baby or whatever case may be. I saw it. I'm going to tell on your ass. I'm not going to even lie to you. I'm going to tell on you. I'm going to call it. What you going to do? I'm going to tell on you. You see what I'm saying? When it's all said and done with. And that's just how I go, man. But they'll make up rules saying I'm loyal to the street. Just did some wicked shit and don't care about it, rapping about it. I saw it. Guess what, nigga? I'm telling on you. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make a whole video. I saw him do it. It ain't no secret. I'm going to tell on you. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, bro, you unrighteous. You see what I'm saying? Even though judgment probably came on so-and-so on the child for what, well, your ass ain't going to get away because I'm going to put 911 on your ass. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, the street rules can't save you, man. And I ain't mean to branch off anyway, man. It just niggas try to make up their own rules and it don't work. It results in innocent people getting killed. You know what I'm saying? Which the scripture tells us whoever perished being innocent, at the end of the day, it's all the judgment of the Lord. You see what I'm saying? But you never hit your target, man. You always hit civilians. You see what I'm saying? People that's not in the street, or you'll try to force a man in the streets. You want to force a man in the streets, but then when he don't want to be in the streets, the first thing you do is try to call him soft. No, I'm smart, man. When it's all said and done with, you gonna go to jail and you ain't gonna have no Glock in your pocket, and you gonna realize how weak you is when you get there. You see what I'm saying? Then you gonna be in which that you would have spent your time serving the Lord. You gonna get in there. You gonna get changed. You gonna have a Bible in your hand, trying to duck action, and then somebody gonna force you in the streets because you try to force the next man in the streets. So now you living by prison rules, whatever prison rules is. You know what I'm saying? More of the story, man. The only rules that work is the rules that the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahshua set up. He gave us books full of wisdom. You got Proverbs, Wisdom of Solomon, Ecclesiasticus. You see what I'm saying? So come on, man. I rather the only rules that I want in my relationships with my brothers, the women that the Lord sent me, my children, are the rules that Yahweh Bashim Yahshua set forth, because all other rules ain't righteous, man. You see what I'm saying? And it says, verse 57, moreover, they had trodden down his righteous, and said in their hearts that there is no God, and that knowing they must die. So right, when it's all said and done, our people praise Bloods and Crips these days. You know, people look up the WAC 100, you know, all these Bloods. You see what I'm saying? They could do whatever they want to do. You know what I'm saying? I seen just today, I was scrolling on the internet, I saw a video of WAC 100. He called a high level sodomite to come fight another sodomite. Nigga, what you got a sodomite number in your phone for? You see what I'm saying? Because he a blood. You see what I'm saying? He my brother. You know what I'm saying? They don't have no morals, man. When it's all said and done with, they just grope in the dark, and whoever trend follow, that's, you know what I'm saying. And they get advantage, and people loving them, you know, for their walk, you know, walking in darkness. It says, right, they try to down his righteous, you know. Verse 58, and said in their heart that there is no God, and that knowing they must die. So right, man, it's gonna be a judgment in the latter times for all these things that they've been doing, man. You know, and our best bet is to just stay out their way and continue to do what we do when it's all said and done with. It says, verse 59 is the point, you know, the topic of this lesson as well. The title of this lesson says, For as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. So right, thirst and pain are prepared for them. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna be out here realizing that you ain't had the truth this whole time, and that the Lord's man was right in front of you. You're gonna know that there was a prophet among you, man. But guess what? You know, you're gonna be out here going through it just like the heathen when it's all said and done with. For it says, For as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. For it was not his will that man should come to naught, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. So right, that's our people. You know, they're unthankful, they're ungrateful, man, when it's all said and done with. You know, gotta be at the top, gotta get the most shine. Can't be the one in the back with the mop, you know, mopping the floor. You know what I'm saying? Making sure that you know what I'm saying, it's clean over here, you know, or whatever the case may be. Not in that spirit of David when he said he'd rather be holding the door in the Lord's kingdom, I believe. You know what I'm saying? If David holding the door, then I want to be the one with the toothbrush cleaning the floor when it's all said and done with. Because in my mind, I'm not fit to be on their level, and I don't want that much power and authority when it's all said and done with. Because me personally, I don't feel like I can handle that much power and authority. People coming to me for answers. I just want to be the one that's helping the one with the power and authority by, you know, cleaning the chair, you know, going to go get some water for the people, you know what I'm saying? Or just helping out as best I can. When it's all said and done with, let the ones with the most power do what needs to be done for the Lord, and I just help them. You see what I'm saying? But our people, they want to be in the forefront. They want to shine. You know, they hang around with a nigga with fame so they can ultimately take his spot, and that's what comes with being a street dude following after street rules. You see what I'm saying? You have people around you just so they can take your spot, just so they can, you know, so you can get them a certain amount of fame. So they can have them problems, you know, them problems that come with money, you know, problems that come with having fame. And I don't want none of them problems. You know, I love it to, you know, the fact that I can go places and people don't know me. You know, I don't have to talk to nobody. I just, went to the gym, just left the gym. I don't have to talk to nobody. You know, I just come in here because, I want to better myself, and that's my whole goal, man. I just want to better myself and be as clean and spotless as I can. So when a husbandman return, I be counted worthy to making it to that chariot, man, when it's all said and done with. But it says, verse 60, but they which be created have defiled the name of him that made them, and were unthankful unto him which prepared life for them. And therefore is my judgment now at hand. These things have I not showed unto all men, but unto thee, and a few like thee. Then answered I and said, behold, O Lord, now hast thou showed me the multitude of the wonders which thou wilt begin to do in the last times. But at what time thou hast not showed me? So right, Ezra received a vision just like John the Revelator received a vision, just like the prophets received a vision. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done with. So now we in that spirit as them, ready to see, the judgment, the blessings, everything that's coming, the 6 troubles that we're gonna be delivered in. Yahweh, I'm part of that number. We're ready to see these things because we know that he that ordained them ain't no liar, man. But this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 11, and verse 1, I believe. I'm gonna start at verse 3. They stood against their enemies and were avenged of their adversaries. When they were thirsty, they called upon thee. But what it says, our people thirst and pain are prepared for them. It says, when they were thirsty, they called upon thee, and water was given them out of the flinty rock, and their thirst was quenched out of the hard stones. So I believe this is our people, leaving Egypt. Moses, the Lord, Yahweh Shem Yahshua told Moses basically to make the water, come out basically by striking the rock. But the whole time the Egyptians was destroyed by water. They was drowned in a flood. And then the rest that didn't go out the water, they women and children, the rest of them, they going through it. Because ultimately they was following us, trying to get us to come back because they realized that they messed up by letting us go. You see what I'm saying? So now they chased us all the way through that water, and then the Lord judged them, and the rest of them, probably died of thirst and hunger. You see what I'm saying? But it says, verse 5, for by what things their enemies were punished, that water, by the same they and their need were benefited, when it's all said and done with, man. Come on, man. So we're gonna be benefited, for doing this work. It ain't gonna be we're gonna be benefited for doing this work, basically what I'm saying, man. And that's just what it is. It says, for by what things their enemies were punished, by the same they as their need were benefited. For instead of a fountain of a perpetual running river troubled with foul blood, for a manifest reproof of that commandment whereby the infants were slain, thou gavest unto them abundance of water by a means which they hoped not for. You know what I'm saying? Declaring by the thirst then how thou hast punished their adversaries. Verse 9 is the point. For when they were tried, albeit but in mercy chastised, they knew how the ungodly were judged in wrath and tormented thirsting in another manner than the just. All right, man, going back to the statement that I made before, it was thirsting in another manner than the just. How many people followed us from Egypt? All them Pharaoh came out with all those chariots and horses. You see what I'm saying? End up drowning, and then what happened? Left the remnant of their women and children, to die of thirst and hunger in their land when it's all said and done with. But man, it was thirsting in another manner than the just. And right, the Lord said what? Pain and thirst are prepared for our people, man. For being unthankful, ungrateful, for the things that Yahweh Shem Yahshua has set forth. Not caring about his mercy or his love, man, but Salakia, not caring for his love or his Salakia, not caring for his love, but basically, just being ungrateful, man. And ultimately, it's gonna be a judgment for that when it's all said and done with, man. They're gonna have to pay for it. And those that know, what it says, all you heathen that hear and understand, you know, you got certain men out there that know the truth, but still don't want to come in, you know. Basically, dude I was talking about the other day fell out the truth, but want to be a tyrant over somebody. And when I basically called it out, you know, first thing you want to do is get carnal. Nigga, you going to be beaten with many stripes. You fell out the truth. You turned your back on the Lord. You see what I'm saying? You turned your back on the Lord, so ultimately, guess what? You're going to be beaten with many stripes, man. Salakia. Isaiah chapter 65 and verse 14, and it says, verse 12, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall all bow down to the slaughter, because when I called, ye did not answer, when I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. Therefore thus saith the Lord Yahweh, behold, my servant shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servant shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servant shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. Behold, my servant shall sing for joy of heart, but ye shall cry for sorrow in heart, and shall howl for vexation of spirit, man. When it's all said and done with, you're right. You know, the Lord said his servant's going to eat, but you're going to be thirsty. Now I got to go back to the topic of the point of me even bringing it out. You know, 2nd Esdras chapter 8 and verse 59, it says, for as the things aforesaid shall receive you, so thirst and pain are prepared for them. For it was not his will that man should come to naught. So, right, when I was, you know, thirst and pain going to be prepared for you, man. The Lord's servant's going to eat, though. You know, you didn't care. You know, you spending your time, didn't care about the fear of the Lord. At all these little restaurants and shit, posting your little $100 steaks every week. You know what I'm saying? Living it up. What's that? The little oyster lady? You know what I'm saying? 840 oysters. You know what I'm saying? When it's all said and done with, guess what? When in a time of affliction, ain't no remembrance of things. Ain't no remembrance of it's a word that I'm looking for, Salakia. But in a time of affliction, ain't no remembrance of prosperity and all the money you was getting, that bag you was getting to. You know what I'm saying? So come on, man. That's why it's better to chase after the Lord, because there's another scripture that says what Salaki, I ain't gonna even try to butcher it. It's on my mind, but I'm all over the place right now. So this is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 57. You know, going into America and these heathens that our people look up to, these heathens that our people follow after in all their ways, man. You know, you got Jake following after the heathen, man. They deeds surpassing the deeds of the wicked. This is the book of 2nd Esdras chapter 15 and verse 55. The reward of thy whoredom shall be in thy bosom, therefore shalt thou receive recompense. Like as thou hast done unto my chosen, saith the Lord, even so shall Yahweh do unto thee, and shall deliver thee into mischief. Thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thine shall perish with the sword in the field. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst for water. Like, right, you know, just like it was a time where Jerusalem was besieged. What niggas was doing? Eating the leaves off the trees, eating belts, and then when there wasn't no food, what they was started to eat their own children. The scripture say, they that be in the hunger, thy children shall die of hunger, and thou shalt fall through the sword. Thy city shall be broken down, and all thy shall perish. They that be in the mountains shall die of hunger, and eat their own flesh, and drink their own blood, for very hunger of bread and thirst of water. So right, man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. You're going to be thirsty. The Lord said what? Thirst and pain are prepared for you. Especially these heathen, man. But Jake, you're gonna go through it even worse. Because you ran down to Egypt for help. And them same heathen that you trusted in going to turn their back on you. You know what I'm saying? Esau going to use all these celebrities to trick the masses and deceive the masses into getting that Revelations 13 and 16, that chip. And then guess what? You still going to go through it. You know, it's going to be a zombie out here. A grievous cancer going to eat your body up. All type of things. You see what I'm saying? Esau going to use all these celebrities and then turn on them same celebrities. You know what I'm saying? Celebrity might have enough money to run into the bunker. Them saying that Revelation 6 You know, celebrity might have enough money to run into those bunkers with the elites. He gonna be a goddamn court jester or somewhere. They gonna have you in there performing, doing all type of lewd shit. You see what I'm saying? So either way, you can't win with these devils, man. You can't win with Esau, Edom, or Amalek, who own these things, man. So right, man. That's why it's better to trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua. Because if not, guess what? Thirst and pain are prepared for you. You trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, you don't need, a carnal weapon or anything, because the Lord, you can make your enemies be at peace with thee. You know what I'm saying? Enemy try to message you, the Lord calls about 10 bears to come get him. That's why it's just better to trust in the Lord. You know what I'm saying? Isaiah chapter 14 and verse 3. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Lord shall give thee rest for thy sorrow and from thy fear and from the hard bondage wherein thou was made to serve. Right, going into the ones where he said, plenteous is made ready, a city is builded. 2nd Esdras 8 and 50. You know what I'm saying? He's going to give us rest from that hard bondage wherein we was made to serve. From transgressing his laws, for going against them, man, when it's all said and done with. And it says, verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased, the golden city ceased? The Lord hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. All right, this devil going to fall lower than us. The scripture says in Deuteronomy 37, the Lord is going to put these curses on all our enemies after our punishment over. So Esau, Edom, he gonna get the shit end of the stick. Ain't nobody gonna be messing with him in the kingdom. The Arabs gonna be looking down on them. The Hamites gonna be looking down on them. You see what I'm saying? All type of things, man, when it's all said and done with. Nobody's gonna hinder it. Nobody's gonna come for his aid. Nobody's gonna come for his help. He ain't gonna have no dwelling place. He's gonna be living in pits, gathered up in pits, for all the things that he did to the Lord's elect this whole time. You know what I'm saying? Charging your rent every month. You ain't got enough to pay. He evict you. You know what I'm saying? Give you a ticket because you ain't got enough money, to do whatever. Catch you driving again, he gonna give you some more tickets and some court fees and just keep oppressing you. You know what I'm saying? All type of things. So guess what? The Lord said he even today he gonna give him double unto Esau. Revelation 18 said he's gonna give unto her double of everything that he had. You ain't gonna have no house. Your ass gonna be sleeping in a pit. Somebody dug out with a shovel, that you dug out with a shovel. You're gonna be sleeping in there, then we're gonna wake your ass up. It's time to work, sundown to sundown, just like you did us. You see what I'm saying? Buildings, you got to build the Lord's walls. Having what the Lord said, his kingdom, the gates gonna be built with crystals, with stones. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna be having stone splinters, all type of things, fiberglass, all type of shit. I don't know if anybody ever worked in like a warehouse setting, but if you work in a warehouse setting inside the truck, it's like fiberglass, and if you touch it, you're gonna get like the glass get in your skin. It's like you get real itchy. So imagine having to shave down crystals and stones, and you know what I'm saying? Build up the Lord's house, man. You're gonna go through it. It says, verse 7, the whole earth. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, Esau, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hinder it. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. The earth everybody gonna sing and rejoice when your ass took out of power. It said, yeah, the fir trees rejoice at thee. Even the trees gonna rejoice. And the cedars of Lebanon saying, since thou art laid down, no feller has come up against us, because Lebanon used to be filled with straight trees, big giant trees. You see what I'm saying? So it's all said and done with, man. We fully ready and prepared for the Lord for the Lord's word to come to pass and to, take these devils out of power and put them back in their rightful place when it's all said and done with, man. So the whole earth can be at rest, man. Thirst and pain is prepared for all who don't believe in the name of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, all the unrighteous, all the ungodly, man. So when it's all said and done with, I pray this lesson was edifying. Shalom, on to the next.